Good evening, everybody. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to a Monday where we are running super duper late. We sincerely apologize. I got attacked by a cockroach and I almost died. And Cheeky was napping in a great big pile of a nap cuddle puddle. And Red was, taking care of her partner and making sure that he's healthy. And so we're just a little late today. Sorry about that, guys. But thanks for hanging out and waiting on us. We're doing just a couple last minute things. We also had to level up our characters. So that kind of put us a few minutes behind as well. But we're almost wrapped up with that currently. And then we're going to get to play. Alright. And I am sending the link in the chat for you to pick out your general feat. And that's it. Other than all the math.
Yo, that comes next.
Oh my god, there's a spell that you can turn yourself into a dragon. And I almost got that, and then I was like, ooh, and then I could be a dragon. I could summon a dragon, then be a dragon, then have sex with the dragon I summoned, and have dragon babies that are gonna murder everybody with fireballs because they don't know how to not breathe fire, because they're babies. I think this sounds like a really great idea.
You do
it. Instead, I took a chain lightning spell.
I took that one as well. It was very good.
And flame vortex.
Ooh.
You know, anything fire related, I'm like, I'll take that one.
Yes. There's a fire seed I'm tempted to take, which is basically you can make fire seeds to throw at people, but we have fire pretty well covered.
Yeah, I think I got the fire unlock.
Yo.
I gotta bump these ones up.
Alright. The skill increases, just pick a skill and it goes up by a tick, right?
Yep.
Yep. You could take it up as far as master at this point, I believe.
Yeah.
But not to legendary.
Correct. Not to legendary. Alright. Do you think we're ready to start?
Give me one second.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Alright, well, I'll start with last time on Pathfinder. Our intrepid ladies, plus the Ambassador Akar and Thwack the Goblin, had opened up the doors to a sealed tomb. Inside, they found a row of sarcophagi standing up and facing into the main room. Moving into the space, nothing happened. Not until a black, shadowy, misty form came into the door behind them. Having unsealed the chamber, this form was able to come in and was seeking to steal back its body that was in the large sarcophagus laying on a platform at the far end. Apparently, he was a priest of Set that had gone mad and led a holy war against the children of Horus. Throughout the battle, much ass was kicked, and all of all right, Molly. What was the? How did I spell his name from your notes?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
So,
I remember spelling it out to you.
Peron? Was that it?
No.
Therat. Therrat. The priest?
Therat.
Yeah.
Therat had managed to reclaim his body and escape with it just barely. He managed to beat the heck out of him in his ghostly form and destroy all of the minions that he had summoned up. But he made it out with his enshrouded body. But the tool that was used during his mummification, that was used to separate his soul from his body, was knocked loose when somebody fireballed him, and then there was a lightning bolt, and you were slamming him against the ceiling multiple times. So, it is believed that this tool is going to be needed to basically be able to put himself back together for a resurrection. He'll probably be coming looking for it. So you guys now have a problem. And the entire country of Osir has a problem.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You did acquire some mystical goods, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Was there anything left that needed to be identified, Molly?
Let's see. Well, I just wrote down magical items, leather boots, and armbands with gold jewels.
Right.
There's 6 rings with different stones,
Ah, yes.
gold rings with diamonds, octopus statue, and 2 gray horses with silver chariot statue.
You are easily able to leave the tomb and return to the village that is now going to be thriving, but is still a small village. A good night's rest is easily available, and so all of your spells and everything are at full. Akar wants to find. He wants to. Wants to find Therat, as well as he stated that he needs to report to his order and tell them what's going on. You have 2 directions you can go. You can either attempt to find where Therat went, or you can head towards the capital. Though, at present, you don't know how you would find Therat.
Yeah, the capital sounds better. Maybe just to get more people, like, tell someone who probably knows better what to do. A car, but more of them.
Car, but more.
That's fun.
I like
Yeah,
that.
but
All right.
I'm down.
So, presently, Akar has told you that you are a couple days' travel from the Nile, or the Great River, as they refer to it. You continue heading to the west, I believe, to the east. You'll run into the river and be able to get passage.
nice.
Or you can go overland to the north and start traveling from town to town.
I mean, we take the river way.
Okay.
Is that faster?
Yes, because you'll be flowing with the river as it heads towards the Great Inner Sea.
Gotcha.
There is a somewhat of a roadway. While this is still the desert, it is a path that doesn't, not so much as hard packed sand, but pillars have been erected to keep travelers on the right direction.
I mean, I trust that a car will tell us if we're really heading in the wrong direction. Down our makeshift river.
So he does let's see. He guides you, is able to guide you from the small village. The village's name was Dry Dune. Dry Dune.
Ain't no mo.
Yeah, it's not so dry no mo. But he's able to lead you to the river. Once arriving there, there's another small town. This one seems to be just a stopover port along the river, a place for people to stop, unload, offload some goods, and refresh supplies. It's not a big thing, but probably about the same number of people as Dry Dune has.
Yeah. Small little town.
Anything you want to accomplish here? It's been 2 days of 2 days of walking since you left Dry Dune.
Well, I'll cast the prestidigitation on all of us so we look like we're supposed to be in a place with hospitable and civilized people.
So basically just cleaning yourselves up some?
Yeah. Nice people. Like Mama. Like Mama.
The person getting the most strange looks is Kate.
No shit.
Like, this is my life.
So, they don't have as many orcs down here. Orcs are more of an immigrant population from the north side of the Great Inner Sea. So they're here, but you don't see a single another one in this small village. And the fact that not only is she half an orc, but a really damn big one.
Makes sense.
Half orc, half hill giant.
You're also just a very large humanoid.
Mm-hmm. Large, athletic, large in that way of the Russian shot putter,
Yeah.
but more Amazonian.
Yeah.
So,
That's what we like. That's what we like.
a little bit of tusks, and it would take quite the adventurous man to try and buy you a bar at the inn.
Oh my god.
If you're familiar with Futurama, you would be the one killing someone by snoo snoo. So Akar is able to, within a day of arriving, make arrangements for you to travel on a barge carrying goods up the river, or downriver, technically. You're going north, but it's downriver. Always confused me. It will take you approximately 4 days to reach the capital. And Akar says that for him to report what's going on, to be able to speak with the pharaoh, as well as to reach it, to get to the main temple of his order, that's the place to be.
Word. Sounds good to me. Sounds faster than going by foot, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, where's my dice?
What?
So 2 days into your travel,
He's whiny. He's a whiny boy.
Huh?
there's another port city alongside. This one actually almost qualifies for a city state.
Is it a fresh
city.
port city, or was a port city before?
Say that again?
Was it a port city before we decided to flood the lower valley, or?
You have it. It isn't quite it isn't quite destroyed, flooded. You know, it was just flooding out the one town.
Word.
It's not an entire region that you flooded. But this port city that you come to, there are temples and so forth. It's a decent sized city, but there is a massive backlog of traffic at the ports. No one's once you pull in, there's much talk and conversation going on the wharf. The harbor master tells you that you're going to be here for a while.
Nice.
Do you want to investigate what's going on?
Sure. Let's take a look around town.
Nah, fuck that shit. Let's just wait it out.
Well, they're unsure how long it's going to be because no traffic is coming up the river as it normally would, and they're very concerned with what's blocking the river.
All right. We'll check it out.
Apparently, someone has reported that there is a giant crocodile going after anything that moves down the river.
Interesting.
I'm
Now,
sure
the descriptions of this crocodile go anywhere from 20 feet long to 200 feet long, depending upon how much people have had to drink.
Amazing.
Now, but obviously it must be something significant because nobody's willing to take their barges downriver. Or at least nobody who's gone has come back to report it. Most of what they have...
Crocodile must be doing some damage.
Apparently this giant crocodile is really fucking up the commerce in this area.
Alright.
We're the commerce in this area. Therefore, you must let us through.
So, you have the choice to wait it out, go on foot, or go have a conversation with a crocodile.
How about the crocodile conversation? Sounds interesting.
Alright, let's do it.
Don't talk about the croc.
The captain of the barge that you are on is not willing to go down on it. So a car works to acquire a skiff of his own.
Nice.
So that you can go down river in this barge, a smaller skiff, and get to the location and figure out what's happening.
Sounds like a plan. Let's hit it.
All right. About 7 hours into your travel down river, you can see up on the banks of the Great River various broken barges and skiffs that have been wrecked and ruined.
Okay.
Exciting.
Everybody roll perception.
Haha. I got a 38.
I got a 31.
Damn. I am so in love with a car that I don't know anything at all because I rolled a nat 1 on perception.
So, a car apparently is... The car and Kate are the only ones who've ever really done any work on a boat. I mean, you guys have learned a little bit while you're traveling on the Escape, but not a whole lot. And so, A car is at the tiller. He's taken off his shirt, and you can see the some
No
scars.
wonder. No wonder.
Scars from past battles.
I'm on like can't see shit. The car has a shirt up.
Yeah,
He's
he's rippling with muscles, and you know, you could wash clothes on that 6-pack he's got.
Yeah. Tatiana
And
is
he's just
like trying really hard to pick her jaw up off the ground and mop up the wetness that she left sitting there.
Patch there.
Thwack is the one who comes over and says, what the hell is that?
Yay, Thwack.
So he
Fuck
rolled
off.
a nat 20 on his perception check, which means he
Nice.
saw it just before Sephi and Red. Coming up behind you, there is a very large set of eyes that are up out of the water.
Okay.
Visualize any bad crocodile cartoon where just the eyes
Yep.
sticking up out.
Yep.
And this is what you see. Sephi, roll nature.
Do you got my dice? I got a 25.
So you know what a crocodile's supposed to look like, and they don't have these cartoon eyes on the top of their head. They're more down on the side.
So this one has cartoon crocodile eyes?
Yes.
Huh. I'd maybe kind of start to giggle and then point that out to the group. Because it
So
was just
something
striking me
is-
as odd.
Something about this crocodile is not right. Also, as you realize the distances and so forth, the span between the eyes is about 15 feet.
That's massive.
Huge.
Yes. Hold it. No, it'd be more of 10 feet, not 15. But still, huge.
Again, huge.
Yeah.
Still massive.
Two one-eyed crocodiles.
Basically.
Swimming side by side.
In unison. They're like doing like synchronized swimming.
But no music. That,
Right.
Amazing.
Music in key crocodile where only crocodiles can hear.
Obviously, that must be it.
and it's clearly gaining speed on you.
Oh no.
Alright.
Anybody speak crocodile? Tell it to stop.
Oh, they were here.
I know Cheeky can speak with plants. I don't know about animals.
Yeah, I'm checking to make 100% sure, but yeah,
Maybe
but
there's like
that
some
makes me have a lot.
algae. Maybe there's some algae growing on the crocodile that you could talk to.
I mean, oh, I know what I can do. I got just the 6th level spell for this, but moments ago.
Hey.
I'm going to cast Tangling Creepers. The dense, twitching creepers sprout from every surface and fill any bodies of water in the area. Any creature moving on land or climbing or swimming within the creepers, which I'm going to put in the water, takes a 10-foot circumstance penalty to its speed while in the area. And I can make vines lash out once per round, but I'm slowing them down.
Hey,
Yeah.
You know, I also have a spell that could help out too.
Hey.
So I have a spell called Repulsion. It's a will save, and it goes out for 40 feet. So basically, it depends on if the crocodile, fails or not or whatever. To
I
determine.
also do the one action thing, where it makes a melee attack essentially to do Tanglefoot. But
sorry.
Nice.
a melee unarmed unarmed attack using your spell attack modifier. If the attack succeeds, the vine pulls the target into the creepers and makes it immobilized for 1 round.
Oh, nice.
And then basically you cast your repellent spell on it, so if it doesn't work or if it wants to go forward, it doesn't want to come towards us.
Yeah, well, hopefully. It just depends on if it
investigate
fails, because, yeah.
Alright.
It didn't fail. I got a 38.
38. So the spell, you see basically seaweed and vines come up from the bed of the river and lash around the crocodile. Before, all you could see was just the eyes up out of it. But as you were casting the spell, the head surfaces slightly more, and you can see the long snout and nose. And it doesn't look quite right. It doesn't look like your average crocodile.
Yeah.
From the large cartoony eyes on top to the way that the head is shaped, it's just a little off. But that doesn't stop your spell from going off and entangling the crocodile.
This weird looking creature.
It's kind of like a caricature of a crocodile. It's almost like somebody went and drew a cartoon of a real crocodile and then dropped it in the river with you.
Weird.
Crocodile for memory.
It does lash around and the vines and seaweed do grapple with the creature, holding it in place, and it takes a moment for it to realize something's going on before it begins to thrash a bit.
How effectively? 'Cause it should be wrapped up pretty dang tight.
Well, it's wrapped up for let's see, what is it? What kind of what does it need to break free of your spell?
See, it's a rifle targeting creepers. It makes it immobilized for 1 round or until the creature escapes against your spell DC.
And your spell DC is
20.
It does not break. It does not break free this round.
Yay.
Something's tickling. This doesn't look right to you. You can now see more of it. Do another nature.
Okay. I was like, in what way not right? It would be a 28.
28.
38.
38.
No, 28, because it'd be 9 plus 19.
It's not enough. That's not enough to really tell you more, but it still convinces you something is. You know something's not right with this creature.
I might tell that to a car specifically, but not in like a sense I'm trying to hide it from anybody. I just think he might be the person who knows.
You're saying it to him. He says, "I agree. It looks like someone created a bad statue of a crocodile and then brought it to life."
You don't even think about any magic like that? I might roll Arcana to see if I can think of any magic that does that.
Or can you detect magic?
I can detect magic. I'll do that first.
There is some magic here, but it's like it's inside of the crocodile.
Then I'm still gonna go with my Arcana roll for 30.
There's not, you don't get any information.
Dang.
You get the information that this is not a magical creature. Let's go with that.
By nature, but has something magical within it. Potentially it's
Right. Let's see.
I rolled a 30 for nature. Does that share anything with me?
You've seen on your voyages, you've seen various creatures about, and this is definitely not a living creature.
Okay.
It's got nose holes, but it's not like breathing in and out the way a crocodile would.
Okay,
The
I
way
would
it's,
definitely share this with the class.
the way the body is moving is not the way such a normal a living creature would. So
Does
it's
it
neither
talk?
a living creature nor is it magical.
Is it a robot? Feels
Having
like
that thought, you look closer, and it does look to be some kind of device.
Got it.
Weird.
That is super weird. I definitely point that out and see if anyone else knows anything about that, because that would stick it straight out of my wheelhouse.
Neither a car nor Thwack know anything of such things.
I rolled a 29 for survival.
As it is a device, craft would be an appropriate skill to check.
Yep. Well out of my wheelhouse.
Too. So I'm not gonna do that.
You know how to craft?
Nope.
Really craft it.
Estrella might, but
I mean,
I don't know where her
you
sheet
know, right?
is.
You have a straight sheet?
I don't know where her sheet is. She didn't give it to me.
It's buried way back in the chat, I believe.
Oh, did she send it in the chat?
I think.
I think she did also, now that you mention it. Okay, let's see. God, I can't read that.
Yeah, this is a really poor quality photo.
Yeah, what the hell, Brielle?
Alright, I'll make shit up.
Hey.
I know it's a 2-digit number. She is expert in crafting. So,
Okay.
and it looks like her whatever
Like a
modifier
15
is like a
maybe?
1 or a 2. I don't know, it's hard to tell. But she's expert in crafting, which gives her
Okay.
a 15 without any bonus. So she probably has like a 16 or 17.
So I rolled, and we'll call it a 15 in crafting.
Yeah. It's at least that.
Right. So she gets a total of 25, and she's able to point out that that's some kind of it's not a golem, it's some kind of device, and that means probably somebody is controlling it in some fashion.
Steffi's looking around, see if she can see anybody looking sus
Looking
nearby.
Um,
I got a 31.
on perception,
People ashore.
all you see ashore is empty skiffs and barges.
Great.
I think it's inside.
Probably, but I was like, just in case.
Well, how much did you get on your perception looking around?
31.
There's something odd about the wreckages of all the boats and so forth.
Is it like magical odd? Can I detect magic on the wreckage?
You can detect magic, but you do not find something magically odd.
I'm gonna share that information again.
Given that, does anybody else want to make a perception check specifically targeting the boats?
Yeah, but I got a 20. Total, not on the die.
You get a plus 10. You automatically get a plus 10 because of your profession.
Ah, so I got
There's no cargo.
Okay.
There are a few broken crates and so forth, but the skiffs are there, the boats and all the pieces, but no cargo.
So somebody
share that with
is
the
stealing
party.
it.
Like something's weird. There's no cargo.
That is really weird.
Kate's profession as a longshoreman, loading and unloading boats. What's missing here? All the cargo.
Where's all this stuff, you guys?
Are you yelling back to like the locals?
No, not
Where's your
you guys.
stuff?
Where's this stuff?
All right. At this point, the machine crocodile breaks loose from the spell.
Dang it. Time for you to do your thing where you make it not want to be there.
I need a will save. And
The
my...
machine, it has no will.
So that means it fails.
If you cast it already knowing that it's a machine, you don't have to cast it because you know that you guys have already figured out that it's a machine.
So it just automatically critically fails.
It would, like I said, if you cast the spell. But I'm telling you, the information you've got automatically tells you that you wouldn't need to cast that spell in the first place. Make sense?
No.
You know,
'Cause-
before you even cast it, you know the spell would be ineffective.
Oh,
So you don't have to waste that spell.
that's fair.
You talked about casting it, but the other information came up before you actually, like, rolled dice and shit.
That's true.
Alright. Well,
So it is moving towards you through the field of creeping vines that Sephi created, which is slowing it down. You guys have the choice to run for the banks, try to engage it directly, or anything else that you guys can come up with.
Thanks, engagement.
I mean, yeah, most likely that's what's gonna end up happening is just...
If we can like run to the banks maybe and figure out who's controlling it, that might be a more efficient way to go about it. And
I
then
think
if it tries
they've
to
got...
attack us, then we'll have to get in combat anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think there's gotta be somebody inside of it. But we don't know that, so...
either inside of it or inside of someplace else controlling it.
Yeah. I would probably yell something and just be like, clearly there's somebody else around here because this thing isn't doing this on its own. So wherever you are, you should probably show yourself before we accidentally murder you.
Because it's about to happen.
Because we're going to murder the crocodile regardless. And if you're in there, you're just going to die with it. So
We're coming along.
you might want to show yourself now.
No response.
Of course not.
The crocodile is working its way through the field towards you guys. A car is working hard to get the skiff to the banks of the river. He wasn't out in the middle of the river because, well, he knew something was coming.
Good.
Um,
I leap onto the crocodile.
Say that again?
Can I leap onto the crocodile's head?
I want this to be something you can do.
As it gets close enough and the car slams the skiff into the banks, it is close enough that you can make a leap on there. So give me an athletics check. Oh, yeah, athletics.
25.
25 makes the distance. Now give me an acrobatics check to see if you stick the landing.
32.
Okay.
33.
So,
33.
Red runs across the little platform of the skiff as best as is available and jumps into the air and lands on the crocodile's head, doing a little somersault roll and coming up in the superhero landing position. It is a little slippery as this is made by. It feels like a metal shell covered in some kind of ceramic scales to make it look like a crocodile.
Weird.
So it's a little slippery, but large enough with just enough texture that you manage to get purchase.
Weird. Okay.
All right, everybody, give me initiative.
Alright, time to fight.
God damn it,
We're already
Kate.
in a good position.
Well, of course now I can't do
29.
any kind of fireball or any kind of area effect spell because she's gonna murder Kate in the process.
Okay, Sephi said 29.
It's 14 plus 19. Is that 33?
Yeah,
33.
What did you get, Tatiana?
33 also.
Whack.
Somebody in the chat said electric spells would probably mess it up since it's a machine and it's in the water. And I was like, that's a good point. Not to mention, Steffi and I both just picked up some cool
We could
electric
literally
spell.
just wrap it in electric chains and just fringe fry it instantaneously. Basically an Eiffel Tower, but with being murdered by a machine. Being
Lord.
murdered by electricity.
Nice.
Keep it in class.
Okay, that puts Kate and Tatiana going first. Followed by Sephi, then a car, then the croc, and Thwack goes last.
Hmm.
Oh, I need to put Estrella on here. Estrella goes even laster.
That's what happens.
It does.
Okay. Let's see. Kate and Tatiana, roll me a 6-sided die and just let me know. That'll decide who goes first between you.
Two.
You got a 2? 2 and a 3. Okay. So Kate goes first.
Okay.
Let's just to set the scene. The crocodile is about 30 feet from the banks. You guys have hit the banks with your skiff, and you have piled out onto the banks so that you have solid footing. Kate is one knee down on the head of the crocodile, just in front of its eye on the left side.
So can I roll perception to see if there's like a door or anything like that on the crocodile to see if
I'm
there's
gonna go put some food
inside?
on the oven for you guys.
Sorry, say what was that? Steffi's run away for a moment. Got it.
It's okay.
You're looking for a hatch.
Yeah.
Most of its back and tail are now visible out of the water as well. This thing is about 50 feet long.
Oh, wow.
So having 5 foot, 10 feet in between its eyes, 50 feet long. What did you roll perception, or have you?
31 for perception.
You see something that might be a hatch, basically right between its shoulder blades.
Okay.
Either that, or it's a gun position, or it's something slightly off from the rest of the surface you can see.
I would like to go and investigate that.
Okay.
Open it.
All right. The creature knows that you're there because you're right in front of its eyeball, and so it is moving around and trying to dislodge you. So you're going to need to make a acrobatics check to maintain your footing on top of this creature.
21 for acrobatics.
You are knocked down as you walk along, but not thrown off.
Okay, cool.
You make it about halfway to your goal. So that's you've used one action. Do you want to get up and continue going? Do you want to crawl?
I want to crawl. Stay
Okay.
close to it, but still try to make my way to the hatch.
Down on all fours gives you a bonus to not getting thrown. So make another acrobatics.
We got a nat 20.
Okay. With that, despite its thrashing about a bit, you managed to get to the protrusion in the top of the crocodile. You have one more action.
I want to open it.
While this is one singular scale, there does not appear to be a handle of any sorts. It's just odd because it's one single large scale, where all the rest of them are, vaguely more crocodile skin patterned.
Can I try to punch it in?
Going to pound on it?
Yeah.
All right. Give me an attack roll, just to make sure you don't punch yourself in the face or something silly like that.
29.
Okay. That is enough to, you hit it. Now give me your damage. You leave a very small dent in it, and you're really glad for your gauntleted fists, because otherwise that would have really hurt.
Yeah.
This thing is seriously armor plated. You just tried to punch a tank.
That sounds like Kate.
But you put a small dent in the tank.
Hell yeah, that sounds like Kate too.
Uh-huh. All right, Tatiana, your shot.
All right. Sudden Bolt, which is a heightened spell, for a 33.
Sudden Bolt, that's an electricity spell, yes?
Yes.
Okay. How much damage does it do?
6d12. Which... That's the 12. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is it? And last one. Alright. That's gonna be lots of math. That's 10.
Yay, math rocks.
22, 30, 32, 34 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if this would work. I was thinking of doing hydraulic push, but it's in the water, so I don't know if that, still works or not.
It would still have an effect that water's going to slam into the thing, and potentially move it, depending upon how strong of a swimmer it is, how well it's moving against the bed of the river. Depends upon how much it would push it.
Gotcha.
Push it real good. I had to throw that in.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not considered a humanoid.
No.
And I can't do Mind Probe because it doesn't have a brain. Which also, does that mean I can't use Daze? Because Daze is like a mind thing? It's mental damage?
Correct.
Alright.
You guys have... If your guess is accurate, that there's somebody driving it, you would have to be able to actually target that person for any kind of mind spells.
Right.
Whether it's inside or someplace where you can see from the banks or wherever, you have to be able to actually see and target that individual.
I do have a quick question.
Go ahead.
How deep is this river inlet that we are in with this crocodile?
At the center or where the crocodile is now?
Where the crocodile currently is now.
Right there is probably between 6 to 8 feet deep.
Oh no.
Excellent.
The banks do come up on a slope, and so the skiff kind of dragged its way in at the last bit, and then there's the lip where the water doesn't lapse against.
So Vesta, I'll just give my action to Vesta and let her do a ranged tail slash. And she got a 29.
Okay, 29.
Yeah.
Her attack deflects off of the armor of the thing. It doesn't appear to do any damage.
Alright, so fire is not the answer currently.
Well, also, this thing is heavily armored.
Yeah.
So, potentially certain attack types are going to do more damage. A point blank punch might do a little bit of damage like Kate did. Kate dealt an entire 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
Not hard to hit, really hard to damage.
Gotcha.
And so, basically, its armor able to take the beating.
Gotcha.
Word. Ready whenever it's my turn.
I believe, Tatiana, do you have other turns to take?
Oh, no, that's all of our actions,
Okay.
I think. Because
You
her...
only did one thing. You only had all you've done is had Vesta attack once.
Yeah, because it's 2 actions for that one, and I don't really want to... I mean, the only other thing I could do is let her, like, run over there, but she doesn't want to get in the water, so...
Right.
You
don't have any spells that you want to try and use on it?
Well, I only have one other action, because the one spell I did was a 2-action spell, and all the other things that I have, they're only 1 action, or, like...
What spell did you cast?
The sudden bolt.
I forgot about that, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Forgetting that was like, yeah, you like used 1 action. Alright. That means, yes, Sephi, it is your turn.
Excellent. I'm going to cast Control Water and pull the water down out from underneath the crocodile creature so it's sitting on the bank. Receding the water. Basically receding it back into the river.
Okay, so you're trying to flush it away kind of thing.
Yeah. So that it's on the ground so that Kate can maybe like flip it or hit it or we can see better like what its mechanisms are because it's not hiding under water.
Okay. Let's see, does that give me an attack roll just to tell me how well it works.
Nah. I got a 2 on the die, so.
So, the water, it's not a very fast push away of the water, but the water does push away. You know, you do a small Moses parting the thing, There's debris and so forth that you would expect to see, especially with the recent number of damaged barges and so forth. As the water recedes away, what you find is the top half of this thing looks like a crocodile. It doesn't have legs, it has tank treads. And it also has some kind of fin system built onto its tail for propulsion. So like a crocodile, it moves its tail back and forth to propel itself. But where a crocodile also will use its legs, this one's got some extra help to make it able to move in the water.
So you said it doesn't have legs, it has what?
Tank treads. Treads like a tank?
Like the things that like spin?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Now that you see this, it is clearly some kind of machine vehicle. There is some kind of armored door on the side.
So we know where its weak spot is that we need to attack. Rip the door off.
Yeah.
Potentially. Like I said, it is armored.
Points to the
Yeah, well, so am I.
It also,
at me, bro.
in addition, there are strange protuberances on the side of this thing. They are probably some kind of weapony something or other. Because otherwise that would be a complete blind spot coming in at it from the side.
I do kind of want to. Fuck it, why not? I say that's gonna be a real fun action. Fuck it, why not? I'm going to kind of go down, like, kind of grab a rock since we're pushed up on the bank of the river and attempt to throw it down the tube of whatever weapon this is. If it's like, because is it a gun or is it more like?
It's kind of a dome with some kind of like hatch or something at the center of it.
I'm gonna throw a rock at the hatch.
Okay.
What do I need to roll for that?
Roll. Let's see. Roll your dexterity.
Right, you're not gonna have to let me know. 12.
It's it only takes a 10 to hit the broadside of a barn. You hit the broadside of the barn, and you
The person in that goes, what the fuck?
Yeah, the rock bounces off the side of the croc tank and does nothing.
Well, that's my turn. Tried my best, guys. Hopefully we learned something from this. I'm gonna go get my pasta.
Alright, well, you did one thing to it you ought to know. All of the mud and muck underneath the riverbed that far out does slow it down a little bit on its forward momentum.
Yay!
So while its treads are helpful, it's not as fast as if it was swimming and getting directly up to the shore.
Excellent.
Nice.
Now go get your pasta. Okay, it's a car's turn. And he is looking at this thing very, very confused.
I think we all are.
I can't remember the name of the Egyptian god of smiths, but he's looking at this and going, what in the name of insert god here is that thing? As he quickly he had already, before you got to this point, he knew the fight was coming, so he'd gone from shirtless Akar to putting on his armor.
Aw, man.
Well, you got about 4 hours of shirtless Akar and then half an hour of armored up Akar. Enough to know that he knows how to move his body very well. while he's not like bodybuilder kind, he's built more like a swimmer.
Interesting.
Big, strong upper body muscles, very powerful thighs, etc. But not the ginormous shoulders or the bulging muscles. Anyway, let's see.
Patrick is lost fantasizing about a car a little bit.
No. I'm feeding Molly's fantasizing about it. No, I'm just trying to think of what the fuck would a paladin do fighting against some kind of automaton that he's never even seen.
Exactly what he just did. What the hell is this?
Where's your pasta?
Your pasta not ready?
No, I had to put it. The water was boiling, so I had to put it
Okay.
in there.
So a car will basically he's going to ready himself. Instead of using his khopesh, he pulls out of his sack a medium-length spear and is waiting for it to get close enough to the banks instead of trying to charge down into the mud and muck to fight it.
I think that's wise.
The Croc's turn. Well, it apparently responds to the banging on its back that Kate does by that single plate popping up about a foot and revealing a small turret in it.
Oh, damn.
There is some kind of plate of glass and another one of those bulbous things that, similar to what's on the side. And the little hatch right below that opens up and a steek gets pointed out it.
What was that?
That steek is a wand of lightning bolts.
Yikes.
Kate, does 32 bypass your armor?
32 is my armor. Wait, does my proficiency on my armor go up too?
Yes, that
Yeah.
was one of the things we were talking about. It goes up
Okay.
from the math goes up.
Yeah, you should be expert in your armor, which would give you a 15 in proficiency.
Okay. So no.
What is your total armor right now?
37.
Okay, it does not beat it. So the lightning bolt that gets fired off at you misses you.
Phew. That was a close one.
Yikes.
The jaws of the crocodile open up, and inside you see there's someone sitting behind some kind of, well, as you guys would recognize it, a gun emplacement. And it looks like they have some kind of staff mounted on behind a large thing of armor, and they fire off this staff of fireballs in your direction. Everybody make a reflex save to get the fuck out of the way.
Get that was coming.
That's not you, Kate, because you're on top of it.
Everyone who's not good.
Everybody who's on the
Stephanie
banks.
got a 30.
30.
Is it, you said it's fire?
Yes.
Cool, because I have extra shit against that. Still sucks. So be a 9. 26 for Tatiana. And 20. Her reflex would be a 27 for Vesta, but she also has a fire immunity, so I don't know if that just gives her like some extra bonus points on that, or exactly what that means.
No, it means any regular fire cannot hurt her. Magical fire does reduced damage.
Gotcha.
Wow, the number of ones that are coming up on these D6s.
Yay!
So, a fireball apparently was fairly weak. Anybody who, on their reflex save, got over a 25 manages to take half of the 28 points of fire damage. So 14 if you made your reflex save. The only person, to my knowledge, that didn't was Thwack.
Oh, man.
Thwack tripped over the boat while trying to get out of it.
Poor baby.
Thankfully for his, he gets, a little bit of resistance to fire because of the type of goblin he is, but that's it.
That's...
And let's see, Straya. Okay. Let's see. One of the protuberances, look, basically it's a gun port on the side of the croc tank, swivels forward, and someone sticks a wand of magic missiles out it. And let's see, who's farthest to that side? Fires the magic missiles at Tatiana.
Oh, man.
But the angle is really lousy and shoots them right over her head.
Nice.
This dude I don't think that anyone was coming for him, and that was his mistake. Their mistake.
Alright, let's see. Thwack manages to put himself out and screams some obscenities in Goblin. Kate, you recognize these as, basically he's insulting the parentage of this crocotank. Because I think Kate's the only one that speaks Goblin.
Yeah.
Insulting the parentage of the crocotank and the fact that it is going to be turned into suits of armor for tiny, tiny lizards.
But amazing.
Nice.
For his action, he charges out alongside the croc tank, which does attempt to turn its head for an attack of opportunity to snap at him, but misses. Apparently this thing can open kind of a little slowly, but snap its jaws closed very fast. It could probably, the barge you were riding on previously, it could probably fit at least a quarter of that barge in its mouth.
Oh, wow.
So it is, I mean, these are not big barges, 20 by 30, but it's still, enough to disable a barge.
Yeah.
So he in the mud. He basically does a little surfboard maneuver on a piece of debris across the mud. Let's see how this works. Wow, it works very well. So he just kind of skims along the surface of the mud, getting past the head, and he's really close and too low for the gun ports to get near him. He ends up at the back of the thing, not too far from its tail. More basically where the rear hips would be, beside it. And that's the end of his move. Estrella will cast an area effect healing spell for everybody who just got hit with the fireball.
Sweet.
Who's on the banks. Unfortunately, Flack is out of range. And apparently, she has significantly empowered this spell and got 2 6s on the D6. Oh, hold it, these are supposed to be D8s, not D6s. Hate it when I grab the wrong dice.
Well, we'll take the 6s. That sounds great.
Everybody who got hit and is still on the banks gets back 12 hit points.
Woo! Yeah, boy.
So you should be down a net 2 hit points.
Yeah. That's better.
All right. Back to the top of the round with Kate.
Right.
You are on top of the Tankigator, or Crocatank, or whatever the fuck.
Crocatank.
And there's a gun emplacement right in front of you with a small viewport, then some kind of crystalline glass, and a port that they're shooting, they're using wands to fire out of. What do you do?
I'm gonna take a swing at the gun that shot out the fireball. See if I can destroy it.
Okay, so it's a wand basically that's sticking.
I'm breaking that wand in half.
Okay, that's a pretty tight shot, so you're going to need a high roll. And what are you using to do that with?
My axe.
Okay.
29?
Let's see.
Maybe?
Hopefully.
Seeing what you're attempting to do, whoever's holding the wand on the inside tries to pull back.
Okay.
Is he fast enough?
No. He's not.
Fortunately, yes, he is.
Damn it!
But you do damage the gun port enough that it doesn't look like he's going to be able to stick his wand back out through that.
Excellent.
That's good news.
That's what we like.
I came back with some good news, alright.
So
With an entire pot of pasta.
Kate attempted to chop
I'm a
the
grown
wand
woman,
that
I
was
can-
sticking out of the gun
Don't
port.
be a- Jeez. I'm a
Cheeky.
very grown woman.
Kate attempted to attack the wand sticking out of the gun port. They yanked it back in fast enough, but the gun port itself was damaged and now cannot be used.
Which is good.
Gang, gang.
All right. Let's see. And that was one action. Anything else?
Can I like hop down the side and try to go in through the door?
You're on top, so you have not seen the door yourself.
Ah. Man, I don't know what else to do.
Reach back through there with your fucking hand and grab that shit. Fucking clobber in there as best that you can with your big beefy arms.
Yoink.
Just start fucking swinging.
If she could get her hand in there, they'd be able to get the wand out. So it's more like she bashed the door closed.
Ah.
There is the crystalline port that you could attack. You could attack the turret itself.
I'll attack the crystalline port.
Okay.
Why not? And I take 5 off my roll, right?
Correct.
$25.
It's not hard to hit, but it itself is hard. It's why they apparently didn't use just a standard glass. Give me damage.
$13 points of damage.
Okay. It cracks but doesn't shatter.
A crack is good enough for me.
Okay. And you have one more action. At the end of that, you're going to have to make another acrobatics check to stay on the crop tank.
I don't really have anything else to hit, so I'll just roll to stay on the thing.
You want to stay on top, or are you going to intentionally dismount?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and dismount.
Okay. High or low?
High. When they go low, we get high.
Hey.
Hey, you decide to dismount on the side that does have the door.
Nice.
Now give me an athletics check for your landing. Or, excuse me, acrobatics.
Acrobatics. I don't know what 19 plus 15 is, but that's high.
But I think it worked.
34.
Yeah.
You, as you're coming down, you manage to land on top of the plate that's above the treads.
Ah.
So you're basically standing on the fender.
Alright.
Okay, Tatiana, you're up. Now, I will point out, as big as this thing is, you could target parts of it with area effect spells without getting everybody else.
Oh, that's fair. Well, I would like to do, animated assault for a 34.
Okay.
It says it's a 10-foot burst, so it basically, what it's supposed to do is, like, pick up stuff off the ground and, like, throw it.
Okay.
And it is bludgeoning damage. It also says something about sustain, but I don't know, like, I've never done that part before, so I have no idea what it means.
Yeah. So being on the riverbank, most of what you have available to you is parts of destroyed barges and skiffs, some stone, and mud and dirt. So picking up a large amount of material, is there any part of the croc tank you particularly want to attack?
Any of the hatch areas that might be partially open where they're trying to do spells out of.
Okay.
So there's this great post about silk being thrown at people.
Mm-hmm.
It says, yeah, I'm into DDLG, which we all know stands for Daddy Dom Literal Goblin. This means I'm into older guys trying to be dominant and sexy while I ruin it by coming out from underneath my fridge and throwing clumps of silt at them.
That's amazing.
So I just felt the need to share.
It was very good. I appreciate that. Bless.
All right. Go ahead and give me the damage, Molly.
17 points of damage.
All right. The rocks and so forth that you hurl at the side of the croc tank pound at it, and you can see bits of the ceramic armor being chipped away, little dents being left in the side of it, and some kind of pole or something that was part of the barges actually manages to shatter through the crystalline plate, the viewport above the gun port that you were looking at, that you were targeting.
All right, cool. That's good.
There is a small muffled scream.
That's unfortunate for them.
Yes, the screams of our enemies.
So can I see anybody, or I know they're in there, but I can't really see them.
Correct.
So if I wanted to use like blistering invective on a creature and yell at them, it's probably not going to work.
You know they're there.
You know they're there, but there's not enough to target them. It's kind of like shooting around corners. Doesn't work.
Unless you roll a nat 20.
Like it doesn't work all the time.
That's where you get the ricochet.
Alright, so Vesta is going to run over towards the thing, the crocotank, and she is going to try to bite at whatever kind of like hatch thing that might be there that looks like it could be like a door or something, like any kind of handle, anything she can grab onto and try to like pull it off or something.
Okay. Now the water's receded. She bounds her way through the mud in typical fox dexterity and comes up right next to Kate, who is, standing pretty much right next to the armored door.
Nice.
There is some kind of small handle on it, but it looks fairly well secured. And her attack on that itself is ineffective. But she's there standing on the fender, and they can't shoot. Basically, the tank can't shoot itself. She's out of range.
When you say it seems very secured, like in what manner?
It's a T-handle that's folded flat against the door. And while you can bring the T out, hinge it outward, it's locked from the inside.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I guess she's just gonna slap at it with her fiery tail.
Okay.
For 31.
Okay, give me damage.
Uh, 4 points of damage, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you see the ceramic plate heat up, and then the heat dissipates.
Gotcha. Boo. That's it.
Right. Sephi, your turn.
Okay, so let me know if I can do this. I think I should be able to, but I want to shoot lightning bolt into one of the turrets and into the hole.
Potentially, it's going to take a fairly high attack roll because it's a small target.
Did Molly make a bigger hole that'd be a little easier to shoot the lightning into, or?
No, there's a basically there was a crystalline plate like this that she managed to shove some kind of metal pole that was debris. It went through that, so this is as big as your hole is. To get inside the something inside of there, you would have to basically be right there to do it, or a nat 20.
Could I move to get right close? Like on its fender where I'm out of its range, but...
You have the potential. You're going to have to dodge past the head, which is reaching around and attacking anything that moves past it. And then make an acrobatics roll to get up onto the fender. It's a single movement given the distance, but it's complex.
I'll try it. Acrobatics to get up onto the fender.
Well, first the attack with the head as you go running past.
Indeed.
Does a 26 beat your armor class?
No.
How close was it?
It's a 27.
Okay. As the head comes over towards you, you manage to duck right underneath it. And so it does not slam you, and you manage to keep going. Acrobatics roll to get up onto the fender, because this thing is still rolling forward towards the banks.
32.
You successfully get up onto the fender. There's room along the fender for both you and Kate and Vesta.
We're all save Kate. We're all pretty small.
Right.
Oh, nat 20 to put the lightning through the thing on that jig.
Okay.
Nice.
So, you are small, and the gun port is high. You just pull a Michael Jordan to jump up, grab hold, slam the spell in like you're going for a dunk.
Now, the thing that made me really excited about this is I know the spell ricochets in small spaces.
Okay, give me damage.
Yeah. What is the damage? I got so excited about the thing itself. Okay. So it'd be 29 points of damage, but does it double because it's a crit?
Yes.
So it would be,
We'll call it 60 for ease of math.
I am curious.
Let's see. What is the width of the crocotank? So if the eyes were 10 feet apart, the body's going to be no more than 10 feet across, though 50 feet long. What is the length of the spell? If I remember correctly,
120.
120.
Almost certain, yeah. 120 foot line, so. Bounces around 12 times.
Okay, roll a D100 for me. We are now determining the angle at which.
Need my 100. The angles at which it does the murder.
ricochets.
So a 9.
Okay. So 100 was going to be at a perfectly straight back and forth.
That's
A 9 is at a rather oblique angle. So you're not hitting the same place over and over again. You're just hitting a lot of places.
nice. Excellent.
Nice.
You can, let's see.
Good.
Anyone standing on the fender takes 1/3 damage.
Sorry, guys.
So anybody standing on the fender takes 20 points of damage.
that sucks.
But you are blown off of the fender. So the first time it hits the metal inside the thing, it conducts through the tank and knocks you guys the fuck off. But you can hear basically this crackling explosions inside throughout the body of the croc tank as it comes to a halt and is listing to one side now. There is smoke pouring out of the nostrils and someplace where its anus would have been if it was a real creature.
Amazing.
Nice.
It's a crock sausage.
So,
You don't mess with the short ones. They're crazy.
So, based on a width of 10 feet, the croc body, a length of the lightning bolt, it is 120 feet. That means it bounced 12 times, dealing 60 points of damage each time. Yeah.
He's dead.
So, you now have a smoking croc tank laying tilted over to one side a little bit. And it's not moving. Whereas the head was kind of sweeping back and forth before, nothing's going on. It's dead. What do you do?
Cautiously explore?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna be inside that motherfucker.
Yeah. I think Kate should try the door because Kate's the only one who's qualified to potentially rip it open if it's not like fighting back to stay shut.
Alright, well, once you haul your ass out of the mud, go ahead and give me a athletics check to try and force the door. You are outside of combat rounds now, just to make it clear.
Gotcha.
33.
Doesn't move.
Yikes.
This thing
Try to
is...
like wedge it open with a spear or a crowbar or something?
No, whatever locking mechanism they've got, it prevents the door from being opened.
Hey Molly, you want to hit the lock with a fireball while the rest of us go far away?
Yeah.
Excuse me, who's the expert on opening the doors here?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, Thwack, say
The
something.
weedy thwack.
Damn thwack.
Say something when you're needed, damn.
So Thwack comes up and investigates. And what he finds is that there is a small little pinhole hidden underneath where the T-handle was. Pulling out his tools, he makes an attempt to pick the lock. It takes him a while. This thing is definitely a complicated lock that someone's put on it.
I
But
feel
it
like
does-
while
ahead.
while Thwack is doing that, I would probably start to walk over there and be like, "Look, we know you're in there, and so this can, go one of two ways. You can either surrender and we can discuss this like adults, or we're gonna find a way in there and it's gonna be a lot worse for you when we get there. So you should just, come the fuck out now."
Also, as you're doing that, Steffi goes next to Kate and Vesta and touches them for 5 points of healing.
Thanks.
Estrella will also cast
and
another healing
Black,
spell.
I don't know. I think it's only 3 of us that were on there.
Yeah, there's 3 of you. Vesta will give another 10 point. Not Vesta. Estrella will give you each another 10 points back as well.
Alrighty then.
Little apology tap from Sephi.
Thank you guys.
Loading everybody backwards.
Thank you.
While Thwack's working on it, there is no response to your come out with your hands up statement.
Of course not.
Eventually, he gets it open. It was made more difficult by the inside of the locking mechanism being partially melted. Once he gets the lock undone, it takes Kate's brute strength to rip the door open.
Oh gosh.
It smells real bad in here.
Oh, I bet.
Ooh.
I'll wait for Molly to get... While Molly's off running around grabbing a drink, I'm going to get myself one as well.
Good idea. Maybe I'll get myself some soju.
Yeah. I'm going to get myself something too.
Everybody disappeared.
Yep.
Tart. Citron flavored. Quicker drink, Patrick. I'm going to upload content to the Queer Circus OnlyFans to keep it from being shut down for disuse. So just in case somebody just forgot to turn off their auto subscription, there'll still be just a little extra, just in case. But I did some. Do you want to see the picture from my photo shoot yesterday? It's spicy.
Duh.
It's spicy. I was busy all damn day yesterday. Oh, Gaia, you're so cute.
I know, isn't she so pretty?
What a beautiful baby.
Julian took that while he was over here. Oh, there's another photo that I should show you that's actually pretty hilarious. I think it's really funny. He said it's his favorite photo from his trip to New Orleans. I think I look like a fucking idiot.
You know, sometimes you gotta put that behind you, just for the thing.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I did the Shibari shoot just kind of earlier in the day in Denver, and then went to a body paint jam. And then went home, took an edible, and didn't talk to anyone for about 3 hours. I was like, I'm so done with humans.
Amazing.
But it was still a real good time. The dude that was painting me, he's just a couple months away from his trip swimming the entire Missouri River from source to where it lets out in the ocean.
What? That's
like a
wild.
madman.
That's crazy.
Wild.
I
Are
was
you?
like, what should we do? And I'm like, let's do a piece about your trip that you're about to take.
I also love this shot of you, Molly.
It's very cute.
This is
like
excellent.
swimming this river.
You know what sucks is that I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Like,
You look precious.
what sucks even more that I'm upset about is the fact that I drove. And I was blacked out drunk for like 4 hours or something. I don't even know. I just...
Good thing in your life. That's all that matters.
I was, and nobody knew. Nobody knew I was, I didn't even know I was blacked out drunk until the next day, and I was like, oh, we went to a rooftop bar?
Let me drive.
I was like, yeah, well, they had no idea, so I was just like, they were talking about going to the rooftop bar, and I, like, it took me a couple days before I could finally admit that I was blacked out at the rooftop bar. I don't remember it at all, and that's where that picture is from.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you look like you were having a great time.
Oh, I mean, I had a blast. Like, we had so much fun throughout that whole week, and, like, every night I tapped out pretty early. Like, as soon as the event was finished or whatever, like, I tapped out. And so even after the vampire ball, I was, you know, wearing my big ball gown, and I had, like, lifted it up in the, like, graveyard area of the vampire ball to Jason, because it said something about peeing or using the bathroom or whatever. And no, I said something about people fucking in graveyards. I was like, you know, there's people that have sex in cemeteries. It's like a thing. He was like, I bet it would be really complicated with that dress on. And I was like, oh, no, it's not. See? And I just lifted it up, and I have nothing on underneath. So I just like, whoop! You just grab the, you know, the bottom hoop, and you just throw it over their head, and you're good to go. So, of course, my brain was like, yeah, what I really want to happen is when I get home, I'm going to be bent over the bed with my skirt above my head, and we're going to have sex, right? No. Instead, I got home, slipped out of my dress, put on my pajamas, and then fell asleep on the floor in the living room. And then Jason made me go up to my bedroom and supposedly put me in bed, but came back and found me on the floor asleep in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And then eventually I somehow made it into my bed, while Brielle and Julian were out getting, like, Waffle House or something, and they come back and they find Jason asleep on the couch. And then I guess eventually Jason got up and got in the bed. So, yeah, and, like, all the way up until the last night, so close to the last, so the Sunday night, which was Halloween night, I actually made it through the whole night because I made sure that every time I had an alcoholic beverage, I had a water instead of another alcoholic beverage. And then when I had some water, I was allowed to get another alcoholic beverage. And I did really well. We stayed up until 5 o'clock in the morning, just me, Julian, and Jason, like, hanging out, chatting, like, watching TV, smoking, whatever, like, after the show anyway, we all went to a EDM concert thing, which was super fun. So,
Nice.
I was so mad at myself that I got so fucked up, like, 90% of everybody's trip here. But it's cool, because now all of a sudden I have, like, 6 partners and, like, a potential a couple potential people and stuff. So I'm like, alright, this is cool. I like this.
He keeps turning me down.
Sorry. I'm picky.
Yes, but I'm cool.
Yeah,
I've
but...
been told that on the internet that I'm cool.
Oh, shit. You are cool. You
You're
are.
not wrong, but, plus.
I'm just not her flavor.
Nope.
I think she likes the pretty boys.
That is true. Indeed.
I'm more the lumberjack type.
You're a bear. Lols.
Alright. As soon as Molly gets back, we will continue onward.
Excellent. Exploration of the stinky.
How long did that paint job take? Cheeky.
Oh, that about. God, I got there at 5. It was around 5:30, and I left at 9. So like 4 hours ish.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's beautiful.
It is. Oh, it was so good. And then dude showed me videos of him like in his kayak singing with beluga whales when he was doing a loop from like Nova Scotia down the coast and then back up the Mississippi River, and like he's a professional adventurer. It's just fun.
Who is this?
Rich Brand is his name.
I know Rich.
You do know Rich. Hey, I'm like not too many people fit that description. Oh yeah, you follow his Instagram. So
Maybe Instagram. I never looked at the thing. But yeah. I got to know him before he went on his wild adventures.
yeah, seems like a neat dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I enjoyed working with him for sure, and what we made was gorgeous. And the shibari was also really fun.
Yes, the one with the bunny.
Mass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's my friend Devin, and we just kind of hung out. We just like chilled while shooting some photos.
And Molly ran away again. Damn it.
We had in one of the photos, I'm like holding a flogger to my face like somebody else was holding it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only the two of us. So we like took a bunch of shibari ropes and like MacGyvered the flogger hanging up on this like tripod that was folded behind the couch. There was just as much rope on me as the stuff around me. Keeping like a light out of the way.
Alright.
It was pretty funny.
Kate manages to rip the door open about 3/4 of the way. It's enough to get inside, but it's definitely a squeeze for Kate.
I feel coming to.
Thinking about it, this door is definitely, or human, let's go with human size. It's a little bit small, but, for a tank hatch, not too surprising. For us as players, but, who the hell has ever seen a tank before in this world?
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see the
Inside?
part once we get inside.
Is a smoking wreck.
Nice.
You're going to have a hard time breathing from all of the smoke that's on fire, or from the things that are on fire. Most notably, when you get in, the first chamber that you find inside here has 2 dead bodies that have been ripped through with lightning bolts. Go figure.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! How did that happen?
What?
Gnomes. They're gnomes.
Normal
Dress-
gnomes or like underground gnomes?
Nope. Above ground gnomes, though they have a much darker skin than usual. Like, they are probably from this region. Or it's hot. Africa hot.
Need more pigment to not get sunburned.
As opposed to the pallid gray subterranean gnomes you've met before. Each gnome, next to the racks, there's a rack next to each of the gun ports, because you can see the gun port on the opposite side, as well as this side of the crock. There is a rack with 4 magic wands on it.
Definitely taking those.
Was.
Oh. They've all been shot.
Well, there's a couple of them that are scattered about the floor. The far rack has been completely blasted. Going through the 8 wands that were here, there are 2 that don't look destroyed.
There's 2 more ones than we had before.
They're even labeled, but they're labeled in Osirin.
I mean, I can ask your boyfriend what it says.
What did he say?
He says, that one says magic missiles. And that one says ice bolt.
Hell yeah.
Based on the attire of these gnomes, they don't look like spellcasters. So these must be the type of wand that can be used by any person.
Nice.
Well, Kate, I don't think that you have very many great ranged attack stuff. Maybe a spell might work for you. Would you like to
I was thinking as well. My kid would be a good person to use these.
this?
I can take these.
Just in case you ever want to pew pew.
Yeah, I have no ranged attacks. So, well, I have the sonic boom, and I can throw my club, but I don't have any. So where would I put this down? Would I put this down in like ranged strikes?
in your inventory, basically,
Yeah, you just
because it's
list
a
it in your
wand.
inventory.
Okay.
And it'll have so many uses, and we'll have to look up how the spell works, so whenever you go to use it, you know, like, how the spell works. Sephi, you should detect magic on these wands to figure out, how many uses that they have and things. Buzz, buzz.
Detect magic. Pew!
Right. The ice bolt wand has 24 charges.
Nice.
All ice restore. Basically, it shoots a icicle that if it hits, they have to make a Constitution save or be slowed, as well as doing 1d10 damage.
Nice.
Also, given this is me, creative use of spells is always encouraged. Like the time you froze over the ice pond with a you froze over the the alchemist's lab pool and
Oh yeah.
fucked up that one golem.
Yee.
Yeet.
Yee,
Yee yee.
Do it.
So how? Sorry, I have a question. How would I use one of these wands in like gameplay?
Just like that.
Point and click, basically.
Okay.
You whip it
Magic
out, you
missile!
point it at somebody, and then you're going
Spell.
to make a attack roll because you're not a. If you were a spellcaster, you'd have a spell attack roll that you would use. In your case, it's going to be I'll have to figure that out.
Okay.
Because it'll be basically a d20 plus something for a ranged weapon.
Okay. All right. Cool.
It's going to be your d20 plus your dexterity modifier,
Mm-hmm.
because you're basically untrained in using wands.
Okay.
At a future point, when you've gotten more proficiency, you'll be able to become trained, etc.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. How the hell do I spell the word missile?
MIS.
Not the person you would ask.
I couldn't hear red.
MISSILE.
Alright.
Miss
Gotta
Isle.
say it with a sing song.
At first, I thought you were going to spell Mississippi.
Yeah.
I
Same.
would like it. But
MIS.
very fun.
IPP. Yes, we all PP.
Let's see.
I pee pee, you pee pee, we all pee pee.
Just like everybody poops.
Exactly.
Even women. Sorry, shock you.
Everybody poops sometime.
I mean,
And if you're not, then you should go to the doctor and get that checked out.
you really
Yeah,
should.
Really?
I poop pink marshmallows that smell like roses, but every girl is
Whatever,
different.
dude.
So
So keep subbing to your OnlyFans.
So the magic missile let's see, how many charges does it have?
1,000,000.
Nope, it's got 21 charges.
Gotcha.
And Magic Missile is a first level spell, and by itself it only does 1d4 plus 1. But this wand was created at a heightened level. For every use, it fires off a barrage of 3 missiles. So we'll just say that's 3d4 plus 3.
Nice.
And again, it's just point and click.
Mm-hmm.
And how many of the ice bolts do I have?
Did I not say?
24.
That one had 28.
So also a good question though is how many actions is it to shoot? So can you do like 3 point and clicks in one turn if you wanted to?
Let's see. The Magic Missile Wand takes 2 actions, and the Ice Bolt is a single action.
Nice. Single action ice bolt, baby.
Ice bolt, ice bolt, ice bolt.
Boom, boom.
Ice, ice, baby.
Yeah, yes. Ice, ice, yeah.
Alright. Got it.
From here, you can see that you can see the turret that was up above that you fucked with. There's a small platform for somebody to stand on. It does not have an additional wand rack. Apparently they just use these 8 wands for this section. There is a hatch that leads forward and one that leads back in the croc tank. Both of them are blown open.
Let's go forward.
Yeah.
The next compartment forward is probably in the upper head of the croc tank. You walk through a little bit of an articulated hallway, which must be the neck.
Okay.
But when you get to the head, this place is also scorched. You get to the head, and there is a body sitting in a chair with many levers and pedals surrounding it. The body is lacking a head.
Nice.
Where's the head?
Do you know a pole?
There's also some kind of periscope-like contraption that with tubes that lead up to each eye. So the driver could be looking through one eye or the other at a given moment.
Interesting.
Cool machine. For sure.
Let's look for the head, maybe?
Hmm?
I said, let's look for the head.
You're welcome to do that if you want to.
Given the blast pattern, where it looks like the lightning bolt basically shot over the back of his chair, hit him in the back of the skull, and the splatter pattern on the wall ahead of him, not much to find.
Nice.
It was big split.
His head's
There is so that driver's seat is on a raised platform, and there's another door going forward from there. Based on what this looks like, it probably would have to lead to the mouth area.
Yeah.
Maybe we have Thwack look since the platform and everything's probably like goblin or gnome sized and goblin sized.
Have him what?
Have
Have him be the one to go up the platform and look in the mouth, see if there's anything there.
Oh no, it's you're on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The other door continues forward. There's like a little set of stairs that goes up to the driver's seat,
Mm.
and there's a door. That the next door is not blown open.
Can we get
Open
it
it up.
It has a fairly simple latching mechanism.
Nice.
Hey, who goes and checks it?
I'll go check it.
Hey,
I'm searching for
given that
loot.
these are gnome-sized doors, you have to bend pretty heavily to try and get through.
I rolled a 31 to try to open it.
You are able to open it. It's a little stuck, but not too bad.
Alright, cool. Alright, Glad, go check it out. I can't fit through this shit.
Okay. You pull the door open because it opens towards you, and Thwack moves in, and you all hear sounds of fighting immediately.
Interesting. I'll peek in.
Like, arguing, fighting?
Like,
Fighting.
Fighting.
Mm.
There is a gnome dressed in leather like the other gnomes, who is attacking Thwack with a sword.
Okay.
I might hit him with a the electric arc, just to kind of get his attention to the everybody else in the doorway.
Is there just the one gnome?
That is what you see at this time.
Okay.
So I rolled a 22.
Okay. 22 will hit the gnome because he wasn't looking at you. He was focused on Thwack. How much damage for that spell?
4.
Okay. Do 4 points of damage, and the guy kind of jerks from the electricity. He already looks like he's pretty fucking beat up. Most specifically, his boots look fried from being on the deck while the electrified, the croc tank got electrified.
Mm-hmm. Well, the croc tank got electrocuted.
Between that and the fire spell Thwack brings up, he's using his short sword to fight this guy. Deflects his blow up and comes up with the other hand with a blast of flame right into the guy's face. He screeches and falls over backwards. There's a little bit of flailing before he's fully dead.
Well.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
And here we're gonna question him. I was just trying to get his attention.
Yeah. I'm like, hey guys, like, what are you doing? Why are you beating the shit out of each other? Hold on a minute.
Yeah, I just want to get his attention in a mildly threatening way.
He was too close to dead already.
True.
What you find here is
Excuse me.
is the gunner's position that you saw from the outside. Locked into this gunner's position is a staff. It does not look like the staff is broken because staffs holding a lot of magic have this thing called retribution. When they get broken, they blow all their charges at once.
Ah, that's not that fun.
No. You don't want to be at ground zero when a staff breaks. And the more, if it's an offense spell, it can be bad. Hell, even healing staffs could be bad. Sudden explosion of
the
magic
lightning
energy.
didn't hit that then.
Right. Apparently the lightning didn't make it in here, but it did electrify the housing of this machine.
Yeah.
If you've been on the ceramic tiles of the creature as opposed to the metal fender, you guys wouldn't have gotten zapped. Because the ceramic would have prevented you guys from getting hit. But the metal fender,
Oh.
So apparently there's also the control mechanisms for opening and closing the mouth are here. And looking at them, there's some kind of crank and gear system that appears to operate them. So while this thing moves, it wasn't moving via magic. It was moving via machinery.
I'm sure if we had an artificer type person in the group, they'd be really happy about all this.
Oh, yeah.
They might, but you guys really fucked this thing up.
So I was happy and upset? Like,
Yeah,
oh
probably.
My God, this would have been so cool had you guys not fucked it.
Yeah. But that's
You
what we
find
are.
a way to put this thing in a portable hole so I can take it back to my workshop and spend the next 6 months refurbing the damn thing. But it's still cool.
And then we would have a tank.
You know,
That just
it's you know, we've all known those gearheads who all have a project car.
Yup.
This would have been an artificer's project car.
I could see that.
Amazing.
All right. The staff that appears to be undamaged. It has 6 charges of fireball left in it. And it is a 9d6 fireball.
That's cool.
That is
I
very cool.
don't need that. I already
I
cast
think we should give all
fireball.
the magical items to Kate, who has no magic, since they're...
The problem is staves are not that easy to carry.
Oh, you put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well
we,
enough for special occasions, and this thing can only be used 3 times a day.
okay.
Looking at the controls for the mouth, it's really not too complicated. You can open it up fairly easily. You want to open it up, or are you going to leave it sit closed?
We can open it up.
Okay. Opening it up does help get rid of some of the smoke that's been interfering with you guys.
Hey,
That's a good idea.
Before, it was just letting some smoke out of the nostril vents that this machine has. Now it's able to clear a little bit more.
Cool.
Looking at the teeth, it does look like they were designed to grab and crush.
All right.
So it looks like the gnomes here were intentionally attacking via barges. Not much else to see in this part.
Yeah, we should kind of walk back through and see if we find anybody else, because I think at this point we've got 4 dead. So if there is,
There was also, when you came in the main door, there was a hatch towards the back that you have not gone through, but it was already, that was blasted as well.
yeah, we're gonna
okay.
we'll walk back that way, continue to search, see if there's anything else we can find, and also see if there's anybody left alive. Also, just a reminder, guys, if there is anybody left alive, can we not kill them? Because obviously they've been taking all of the stuff, and I'd like to know where the stuff went. So, maybe we could do like a hold person or, entangle them or something to get them to not be able to run away.
Anyone before with electric current.
You didn't kill him. Thwack did that.
Flack did. But he was already close enough to dead that he got murdered real quick. So, no more death because we need to figure out where they've been putting all these things that they've been stealing because we want to get them.
So, the next compartment back has another set of gun turrets, but is also what appears to be the main engine room. There are 2 dead goblins in here, and another rack of wands. Let's see how many wands are left on in this room. Only 1. Let's see. And that'll be a wand of sudden bolt.
Alright.
With 19 charges left in it.
Alright.
Not bad.
Is that also a 346 or sorry 344? 3d4.
No. What's the damage on sudden bolt? Ladies who use it.
A lot.
I don't use it.
It is on my sheet. And
What?
it says it is 6d12.
Okay, that's not the right spell I'm thinking of. Sorry.
Oh, that's because I have a heightened one. The original one doesn't have that much. And I don't know how many levels I've heightened it. Because I've heightened it to a level 4 spell, and it's not a level 4 spell.
Got it.
It was sudden bolt, you said?
Yep, I've got it.
It's
See, I'm gonna pick a different spell because that's not what I want.
Are all of you guys busy on Wednesday night, or are some of you maybe possibly free for a short period of time on a Wednesday night?
I do not have anything scheduled for this Wednesday, if that's the question.
Yes,
I have a photo shoot scheduled, but depending on what time on Wednesday, I still might be able to participate.
What is the thingamajig?
I'm doing tabletop lists this Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
It's free to watch, so I can send you guys the link
Absolutely.
whenever we go live. And then you guys can kind of watch and, like, see how they do it and see what I'm talking about and how, like, we got this.
We'd definitely check it out.
Yeah, send us a link for sure.
I'll post it in the chat.
I'm gonna be eating mushroom stir fry with friends and my other mother, so that should be real fun to watch while eating mushroom stir fry.
Psychedelic mushrooms or regular mushrooms?
Psychedelic mushrooms.
Okay, I was wondering.
You don't put.
I was trying to say stir fry because I don't know what the rules are on Twitch.
Oh, I mean,
yeah, we're gonna be eating mushrooms.
cool.
Well, if I get back from my shooting time, I'll make some mushroom tea and join you guys.
Haha!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tabletop list on mushrooms.
You'll definitely want to probably in advance create an account and stuff because it is, adult. So it's free to watch. Like, you don't have to, but obviously, like, people who tip, like, so for all the viewers, if you tune in for my stream on this Wednesday night, approximately 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, it's going to be on minivids.com. So you want to create a minivids account so you can tune in. And then if you go to criticalhole.com, critical hole, about a little after 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, you'll be able to tune in. Once you just plug that into your browser, it'll just pop right up, but it's not going to pop up with a live video until they're actually live. So, but the more you guys tip, the more that we do. So, if you're going to tune in and watch, I highly recommend at least being willing to throw in like $10 more if you can afford it. But, you know, it is adult and it is free, but you're not going to get to see very much if you're not tipping. So keep that in mind.
It's like a church. It's free, but you're expected to donate.
Yeah. The more you tip, the more we do.
I appreciate that Patrick laughed at my bad joke.
I do.
It's
have
fucking true, though.
I too am Catholic. Hey!
Once upon a time.
Yo.
Alright, it casts electric arc.
Alright.
Heightened, so it's a 2d4 spell.
Dope. Why did I put DD for? I'm dumb.
Because you like to think about double Ds.
That is true.
Or, I think I may have been thinking about DDR.
Dance Dance Revolution?
Yeah!
I do not have the coordination for this.
Oh, it's fun. I love it.
Alright. That D8 did not love you in the number of wands available.
It's okay.
The engine itself appears to be a smoking ruin and would take quite a bit of effort to fix.
Boomer.
Even the mouth can't be closed in an attack method. It's just, you know, a crank that you can open and close it. The manual release version.
Yeah.
Over to one side, there's another gnome, and this one is not dead. He's in bad shape, and he's not wearing the fighter's equipment. He's looks more like he's probably the artificer responsible for this monstrosity.
Sephi just broadly motions towards him and Tatiana. That's the side and motions towards.
She puts on her big boy pants and gets ready to walk over there and be the most intimidating bitch ever.
As you do, you hear a car yell from the front end of the thing because he didn't come in with you. Tatiana, are you alright?
Yeah.
You hear his voice echoing through the croc tank.
I'm doing fine, sweetie. You keep up the good work.
Amazing.
Just gonna fuck with this guy right here real quick. Ha. So what the fuck, bro?
What the fuck, bro?
What the actual fuck?
Speaks at you in Osiren.
Yeah.
God damn it. Hey, a car. Can you come back here? Maybe, possibly. I could use your help.
Yeah.
He makes his way back through the hatches. What have you found?
Gnome guy, still alive. We need to question him, and we need to find out what he's been doing with all these stolen goods, because they have to be around here somewhere. They probably have a camp. There might be more of them. We need to make sure this doesn't happen again. And I don't want to kill him, and we don't have to, but if we have to, we have to. You know what I'm saying? But we need to find the goods, because your people deserve their stuff.
So, a car goes over and starts speaking to the gnome. And there's a short exchange before a car kneels down, puts his hands together, prays to his god, and lays hands on the gnome, healing some of the damage.
So, I have a feat called, Intimidating Glare. So, I'm just gonna be there standing, extremely intimidating, with my arms crossed like a big badass bodyguard that's like, look, I don't know why the fuck this motherfucker's helping you, because I want to kill you, but here we are, so you better fucking tell him what we need to know, because otherwise
So
I'm just gonna murder you
you're
anyway.
bad cop.
Yeah, I'm bad cop. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Akar is playing good cop.
No coffee for you. Just
The
kidding.
guy's not as bad off after Akar's spell. And what Akar relays back to you is that he had built this machine with the express purpose of piracy, of basically hijacking cargo along the river, and it was working really well for the last few weeks.
Until
he wanted
those...
to pull out because, sooner or later somebody was going to come along. But the others that were with him were, no, we got to keep going. We're not done yet.
You should always pull out, because otherwise someone will come along 9 months later. You should always pull out.
You will have an unexpected
Akar's rank and position is enough for him to execute basically an arrest of this guy.
Good.
And Akar wants to turn him over to the local authorities, as well as turning over what's left of the croc tank.
I'm okay with that plan.
It doesn't take him long to convince him that it's in his best interest to
Be arrested.
to be arrested and not get fucked over by the crazy bitches.
Yeah. Either be arrested or they will blow you up. In at least 9 different ways, and you don't want that.
No.
And they don't have a necromancer to bring you back to be able to do it over again.
Nope. It's not in your best interest.
So, the gnome knows that he's been fucked and fucked well, in the not so good way. Even tells Akar where their camp is and what goods that they haven't sold off to fences are located.
He's very chatty.
He was on the brink of death. He had 2 hit points left.
Ooh.
Yeah, so see, remember whenever you were like, I've never killed anybody with electric arc before, you would have killed him.
I would have, but I didn't. I gestured to you. It all worked out. He wouldn't do nothing. He didn't need to get his attention caught. It was busy fading in and out of consciousness.
Right. He was not an active combatant.
No.
No. Not even a little. He was fine.
So, the final compartment is just above the rear haunches, and there is some cargo there. Thankfully, the lightning bolt didn't get that far, and it doesn't look like it's managed to set anything on fire. It's just pretty much the engine that it smoked. Akar suggests that you guys see if you can get your skiff back into the water and haul this guy down to the next town, where they can he can hand them over to the constabulary,
Yeah,
the local guard.
I trust your judgment, Akar. Sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
He asks you to close up the mouth on the thing. He doesn't want anybody coming inside of this thing before.
One more 9 months.
You should have pulled out, bro.
Pull that shit out.
Okay then. My
Sorry.
ability to stick my foot in it.
All ass.
Right. So you close the croc tank, and Akar casts a spell on it, leaving a sigil etched into this magical sigil glowing on the side of the tank. It is the same sigil that's on his shield, the Ankh, with a circle and a hand underneath it. Apparently, that's the sign of his order, and he explains that it's kind of like putting police tape up around the scene. It tells most people who are honest to stay the fuck out.
You don't go in here. It's a bad.
All right.
All those waffles out there.
No, they're not animals.
Waffles are people who are not or smart or know better than to fuck with it. It's not worth the risk.
Said like a true waffle.
So, another day downriver, and you reach the next port town with your prisoner. He's not in the greatest of shape, and he knows that he's not going to get away. The car's used some type of magical restraint on him, and is not going to give you much trouble. Arriving there, the first thing he does, there's a little bit of commotion in port because you're the first bit of traffic to come through in a while. Apparently these guys started operating. The local guard makes their presence known before a car even has to go looking for them. And, he's intentionally got his armor on and is looking all paladin-y, and they acknowledge who he is and his rank. And he starts barking orders for what they need to do.
I love man in charge.
Having a basically local noble being tour guide for your ladies makes things a lot easier. A car does turn to you. The local guard will clean up this mess. We do not need to deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
But we can be assured that there will be a reward coming from the Merchants Guild for cleaning this up, as well as rewards for the bandits.
Fabulous.
So
I like rewards.
it will be forwarded to us in the capital, I am sure.
Yeah.
But we have more pressing things to deal with.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Onward.
Onward. Contracting another barge, you're even given passage for free this time.
Nice.
And once word has gotten around that you are responsible for removing the bandits, and the only thing the guy asks is, will you be so kind as to hang your shield right here in a prominent place on my barge while you travel?
Sure.
It's like saying, I've got a badass with me, don't fuck with me.
Yeah, if you want to attack the ship, do it at your own risk.
Right. And apparently it gets him through any customs stops on the way. Because, every time they stopped the thing, harbor master would come out, check and see what their cargo was. He'd have to pay his toll.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a car's shield hanging from the mast on this barge, they come aboard, pay their respects to a car, and leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Hey, face a good guy.
Tatiana's baby takes care of us.
The car comments that I generally do not like to flaunt my position in such a way, especially when I am traveling alone or with a small group of friends. But it is more expedient to get us to the capital.
That's fine. You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah. Go for it, dude.
That Jersey voice you use whenever you talk to a car.
So perfect.
Alright. Arriving at the capital, it is huge.
Oh,
Huge.
Whitewashed stone buildings as far as the eye can see. Glittering domes of buildings what are probably temples of sorts, or governmental buildings or palaces. You're not entirely sure. There are low, small buildings, but everything is in this beautiful whitewashed stone. as soon as you arrive at the docks, there is a detachment of guards. What Akar points out, what the captain of the barge actually points out, is royal guards. Akar admits, I did send notice in advance to my cousin that I was arriving. And you are immediately surrounded upon exiting the barge by the group of royal guards. Sedan chairs are brought up for each of you.
Okay, traveling in style.
The guards are looking kind of questionably at Kate. There's a small conversation, and the entire procession is held up while somebody goes and gets a bigger sedan chair. And, instead of just, 4 guys to carry the thing, they come back with 8. This looks more like, some kind of festival lounge chair thing than the other sedan chairs that they're using.
I go bring out the festival lounge.
So Kate, instead of being seated upright like the rest of you, she's more on a lounge bed with this nice canopy coming up over her.
What the fuck?
It's the only thing they had that would fit her.
Make her fucking walk. I'm just kidding.
I get traveling style.
Luxury, baby. Luxury.
But once they get going, they move at a quick step. This is probably the quickest way you could have gotten through the city at all, even with the delay to get the chairs. And these the carriers, they are professionals. They're in step, and it's barely a bounce as you guys are carried along, just short of a run as you're headed up towards the largest building in the city.
Are we like one by one, or like are some of us, sitting side by side?
Each of the sedan chairs that they had, except for Kate's, was made for a single person.
Darn.
So, Sephi and Thwack can share one. Each of the humans or human-sized are in their own, and then Kate's in the rear by herself.
Estrella's probably sitting here like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Since I met these bitches, shit's been crazy.
Though Akar is not in a sedan chair, a white stallion has been brought for him to ride up to the palace.
Oh, so do I get to sit on the back of his horse and hold him?
Do you ask?
No, I just assume that he would let me, and I would just go to get up. I'd be like, oh, can I have your hand to get up on the horse with him?
Being a gentleman of infinite propriety, of course, and sweeps you up, not into the back, but in the front.
Woo! Yeah! Hopefully his dick gets hard behind me and I can feel it the whole ride.
So, you are sitting side saddle. He has one arm around you and another holding the reins. As
how beautiful.
At a trot, you all enter into the head towards. But
they're doing that in his face the whole time. They're just going boingy 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 boingy.
Amazing.
You are immediately taken to the Pharaoh's palace.
Fabulous.
The seneschal that greets you in the courtyard in front of the palace bids you to come inside and refresh yourselves. The Pharaoh would like to, and he's mostly addressing Akar, but he's gesturing to all of you as well.
Yeah. Pharaoh wants to speak to you. You guys can come too.
get cleaned up. You've got about a half hour. Is the short version, but he has to do it in a flowery speech, and he does it in your language with almost no hint of an accent. Though clearly he's a native. You are shown to a very nice set of chambers with a bathing room off to the side, couches and tables, and a little bit of fruit and wine to be had.
Are we all still together, or did we get separated from a car?
A car has been separated from you.
Damn it.
He comments that I have my personal chambers here within the palace.
Ha!
They are,
Great.
so I shall be back. I will return to you as soon as I am changed appropriately.
So I reach out to grab his hand, and I'm just like, would you like some company?
He is flustered.
Yeah, boy!
Because
What a cutie.
after he manages to regain composure, takes your hand, brings it to his lips. For that, my dear, we do not have quite enough time.
Woo.
Kisses your knuckles and returns your hand. I shall return as soon as possible. Either wear your finest dresses or finest military equipment. For this will be a initial meeting in front of the Pharaoh's court.
Neat.
A car, do you have any dresses we can borrow? Because I don't think any of us own anything nice, because
No,
we're just
like,
adventurers.
Yeah, no.
You could, Sephi! You could turn into, like, Blossom? Isn't that her name? The
I just
Pokemon?
make myself a blossomy.
The Pokemon with the leafy, like, skirt-looking thing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, with, like, a little
Yeah.
flower on your head. Like, that would be you!
I'll start growing a crown and maybe one of those half dress, half pant things that they have
So
in
you're
Hogwarts.
going to do some haute couture out of flowers, etc.
I desperately need to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
But yeah, that's what Sephi should totally do.
But
That's
yeah, make
amazing.
a haute couture flower outfit.
A car turns to the seneschal and has a few words in Assyrian, and who the seneschal turns and has some words with some attendants that are behind him. Stepping into the room, he let's see who would be left. That would be Thwack, Tatiana, Estrella, and Kate. Seeing Kate in her armor, would you prefer to have your armors polished and made presentable, or would you prefer a gown to fit your stature?
Please polish my shit.
And Ekar has named you that you are a lady of your country.
Yes.
We will find a collection of dresses to suit your tastes. They are going to be of the styles here of Osira, as opposed to that which you are accustomed to.
It's quite alright.
And he's saying this to both you and to Estrella. To Thwack, first he addresses you. This one, is he your servant?
No, he's one of us.
Excellent. We shall find appropriate clothing for him as well.
Fabulous.
You can see that there was a little bit of racial bias going on there.
Yeah. That's why I stand up for Thwack. Thwack, I'm sure if Thwack has some little armor stuff on that he would like to get, refreshed, by all means, refresh his stuff, whatever he's got. I
His
don't know.
armor being leather He wears studded leather armor. It's in all black. It could get tidied up a little bit better, but it's not going to, make the nice shiny presentation that Kate's steel armor is going to
Gotcha.
make.
That's fair.
So they run off to acquire appropriate clothing for you. What they return with is some very fashionable dresses. They tie and apply in very gauzy and light styles, very breathable. Definitely designed to accentuate your female figure.
Perfect.
Estrella's a little hesitant with this because, her clothes are a tad more modest, and doesn't look like she quite knows how to, she's very nervous about trying to carry off something along these lines. The seneschal does return and says, I must inform you that it is not acceptable or appropriate to lay hand on weapon while in the presence of the pharaoh.
All right.
To that effect, if you carry the weapons into his presence, they will be magically bound so that they cannot be drawn without his consent. Is that understood?
Yes.
Also, you may leave any of your gear that you wish here. You will have no need of it while speaking with his Holy Highness.
You guys remember that one time that there was those military guys and they wouldn't let us bring our stuff, and then they locked it up somewhere and then we couldn't get a hold of it? So I'm gonna find ways to keep my stuff on me, around me, and very well hidden if need be, but I'm not leaving our fucking bag of holding and my stuff in a fucking random room.
Indeed. I'm sure you're not saying that out loud.
No, probably not, but that would just be me. My thought process is I don't trust anyone, so no, I'm not doing that, but thanks for the offer, because no.
He also comments that there are magics and protections that will prevent any spell casting within his presence. Please do not try unless he specifically gives you permission. This could be taken as an act of aggression, and as you are here with the noble Sirakar, he has vouched for you, and it would be unbecoming to make light of his word.
Of course, we understand.
So he goes on to explain a little bit more of the proper protocol, that you'll be taken into the throne room, and that you'll to go to the center of the room, and don't speak until spoken to, basically.
Alrighty then.
Word, can do. Be quiet.
He does explain that in your country, the line of kings changes from hands to hands at times. The line of the pharaoh is unbroken since before the wars of Set and God, I just lost his name. Horus.
Yeah.
Before the wars of Set and Horus,
Okay.
our king, our pharaoh, is not the word you use, pharaoh, but he's a direct descendant of Horus himself. It is known that when he dies, he too will join the pantheon and become one of the eternal gods of this country.
Alrighty then.
He's clearly very proud of his lineage of in this country.
Yeah.
And There's obviously an almost deified, deified reverence for the pharaoh. He is treated as a living god.
Makes sense.
A collection of handmaidens is ushered into the room with dresses and a couple of what appears to be military squires coming in to give Kate's armor the speed buff to make it as shiny as possible and clean off any grime of of traveling and so forth. Even some minor cleaning and polishing magic is applied to her armor to make her look extremely presentable.
I dig it.
Awesome.
Now, each of you that has a weapon visible is handed a small charm that you are asked to hang onto your weapon.
Okay.
That charm will bind your weapon to a cannot be used until you leave leave the pharaoh's palace, or he releases it.
I'm fine with that. Can't
Basically, it's like going to the Ren Fair and having to peace tie your weapons.
Yeah.
As soon as the charm is placed to the weapon, it binds itself on it, and while you can still feel the weapon's presence, you can't pull it out of the back straps where your axe are.
Makes sense.
The only things that are not attempted to bind are small knives. Everybody carries a dagger.
Yeah. It's just expected.
Just before the half hour is up, and you've been made as presentable as possible, a car returns to the room to escort you to the Pharaoh's throne room. In doing so, he offers Tatiana his arm.
Oh. Amazing.
Apparently, he's somewhat smitten and willing to make statement of it in public.
Woo!
Fabulous. Let's do this.
Alright. Again, there's a procession of royal guards that escort you into the throne room. There is a large population of courtiers here waiting, milling around, talking. There are mostly Assyrians, but you can tell there are some other foreign dignitaries as well. Even there's what appears to be a knight in the royal colors of your home country.
Interesting.
As you come into the room, your escort peels off to either side, and you are brought to the center of the room. There it is, a large open-aired space with pillars on either side and a great throne at the end of the room. Light streams into this room from high windows, reflecting off of white stone and gold filigree. It is a very beautiful place with much decoration. The man sitting on the throne appears to be fairly old. Sitting atop his head is the crown that everyone associates with Osiris. It is, almost like a pope's hat, a papal mitre, but visualize the Egyptian crown as we see it in a lot of art.
Yeah.
On either side of his throne are two huge, they are actual giants standing on either side of his throne as guards. They're not just hill giants, most likely rock giants. So, where a hill giant, I believe, was somewhere around 12 feet tall, these guys are actually one male, one female. They stand approximately 20 feet tall.
Same.
They are somewhat armed, but also exposing bare chests, at least for the guy. She's got a brass bra on. And massive rippling muscles.
Hot.
His throne is shaped somewhat like a sphinx. The arms are the arms of the sphinx, and the head of the sphinx coming up over, with a fan of wings coming out beside him, which his guards are the fan of wings come out behind his guards. As you reach the center where you've been informed that you're supposed to stop, a car pats your hand and lets go of your arm, and goes forward 5 more steps.
Okay.
And he drops to a knee in front of the pharaoh.
I do a
And the
curtsy.
entire room goes silent. So, by gesture, Tatiana is doing a curtsy.
Out of habit. I'm like, what do you do here?
Zephyr bow.
Okay.
Kate will bow.
Estrella will curtsy, and so will Thwack. Apparently, what they found for Thwack was a suit of robes, probably more appropriate for like a priest or a scribe, but that was all they really had available for him.
Not surprised.
Though you do notice that he stuffed all of his gear into his bag. All of it.
Oh.
Put on you, Thwack.
Thwack has a bag of holding now?
Thwack picks up shit. A lot of shit. You might have wondered where all those extra arrows he carries come from.
That's fair.
Alright. The car is waiting for the pharaoh to speak.
Hey, GB.
The pharaoh actually stands from his throne and addresses Akar. He does so in common for you guys' favor.
Oh, that's good.
Actually, it's not so much that he's speaking common, because you notice that his mouth is moving like a bad Japanese dub.
Oh, God.
Oh, greetings.
Yep.
So apparently someone has put some massive tongues spell on this room. That anything spoken is translated to the hearer's language. Ambassador Akar, you were expected quite some time ago. Please, tell me what has happened of you. Or excuse me,
Story to tell.
tell us what has happened of you.
But we might launch into this next time. I think we're losing red.
My bad.
No, it's
Been a
it's
long
not.
day.
We're also running out of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is probably time to call it.
It'd be a good way to have the last time on Pathfinder be in canon.
Yep.
Sure.
Car, tell them the Pharaoh what's up.
So Molly was just pointing out that we're running out of time. So I think next time is where we're going to start with the interview with the Pharaoh.
Perfect. Sounds great. Awesome sauce. Cool.
Right.
Wow. Shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you guys. You guys are fabulous. We always appreciate whenever you come hang out with us. If you have subscribed to me recently or been gifted a subscription on Twitch, you get a fan sign. So you can, hit me up to get your fan signs and all the cool stuff. I will be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for Fallout 76. And I will not be live on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook this week, as Wednesday night I will be playing with Tabletopless on criticalhole.com, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope you guys tune in, hang out. Don't forget to drop those tips, the subscriptions, the follows, all the good things. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yay. Bye.